this video clip, whatever you want to call it, I want to discuss a topic that's very, very near and dear to my heart, and it's the idea of keto versus vegan. If you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, not any of those, or you're just trying to get your health back into the right place, I'm sure there's no doubt you've heard about these two extremes. Now, there are two gentlemen I admire and respect greatly. You've got Dr. Ken Berry, who advocates a keto-esque carnivore diet, and you have Dr. Neil Barnard, who suggests a very, very low-fat, plant-based vegan diet. Now, I absolutely believe that both these men's hearts are in the right place and that they want to help people. I absolutely believe that. And both sides have followers who will say things like, hey doctor, I absolutely lost all this weight and I reversed my diabetes following this. Thank you so much. Or they'll talk about how when I did this, I gained, 100+ pounds. But then when I switched over to your way, I dropped all that weight and now my diabetes is completely reversed because of it. Thank you so much. I absolutely believe these people are telling the truth. I absolutely believe that. And I will tell you, when I first got diagnosed with diabetes, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, what am I supposed to eat now? Because you have to eat. You have to. You have to eat to live. There's no getting around that. And I will say in this video, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. That is not my place. I am not a doctor. I'm just trying to look at both sides. Now, in keto, you are restricting your carb intake. So the average person might eat, I don't know, maybe 100 whatever grams of carbs per meal or something like that. And on keto, you're bringing it down to 50, 40, 30, 20, sometimes even as close to 0 as possible on carbs. Now, in Dr. Barnard's method, you're restricting you're not having animal fat or animal products like cheese or eggs. You're avoiding all that. And even oils like avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, peanut oil, all those oils you are completely avoiding. And of course, some oils, both sides are saying absolutely avoid, and I'm not going to get into that, but I definitely have restricted myself to either avocado oil or olive oil, but that's just me personally. And of course, real butter, which is delicious and very, 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 very filling and satiating and all that. Now, so I'm gonna say the thing though that I got thinking about is, wait a minute, both sides have success stories, and like I said, I believe both sides are telling the truth. But my main question became, what are they both doing that is the same thing? And I noticed the pattern. They are avoiding processed carbohydrates, they're avoiding processed junk food, processed sugar, all this processed stuff in the modern American diet, they're completely avoiding. And I'm like, that's the key. That is the key to this. And then the question now becomes, well, what am I going to be able to do long term? Because, I could eat steak, fish, butter, not in the same meal, but I could absolutely do all that. But then you'd be sick of that diet. So, but then at the flip side too, if you're doing an all vegan diet, there are just some things you can only get from animal protein. And I know both sides are going to say, what are you talking about? You get everything you need from this way of eating. You know, maybe that's true, maybe that's not true, but I absolutely believe human beings are omnivores. You know, we're meant to have a variety in our diet, and I believe that is the key to success. You want to have as many different options as possible, know how your body reacts, but you need to have variety in the diet. So I might have, like, let's say, a chicken breast or chicken thighs and a nice big arugula salad or a side of butternut squash, things like that. But I'm going to avoid the potatoes. I'm going to avoid, you know, a very sugary barbecue sauce, that kind of stuff I'll avoid. So I believe the truth is somewhere in between. And you need to find for yourself what is the better option. Now, there are videos on both sides of the aisle here. You can look those up yourselves and get the information for yourselves. But I absolutely believe for myself to go in the middle. I might have a day where I have a little bit more, animal protein, but the rest of the week I'm eating more plant-based. I'm eating more things like that. I'm also doing intermittent fasting. I'm also doing time-restricted eating during the day. Like in the morning, I'm making my coffee, putting a little bit of cream, a little bit of butter in there. Yes, I said butter. And then I'm using my not immersion blender, my milk frother to mix in the MCT oil and the butter with the coffee. It's delicious. It's very satiating. I feel fuller longer. But I'm also not eating so many processed calories because the human body prioritizes carbohydrates. So if you're going to be, or it's going to prioritize, one over the other. So if you're eating high carb and high fat, it's going to prioritize the quickest thing to process, which is going to be the carbs, the sugars. It's going to burn that off first, and it's going to take all that fat and store it for later use. Now, if you're eating super low carb, but you're eating high fat, it's going to basically prioritize the fat. So it's going to burn that off first. And so, yeah. So, I just wanted to give kind of my thoughts on the subject. Take care. Love you all. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Subscribe. Click that thumbs up. If you subscribe, please also click that notification bell so you have a notification that'll say when I upload something. Okay, take care and see you in the next video.